So that, touching on your relationship with your mom, that was another question that we had, and we've noticed for ourselves as well, as how has your relationship with the people in your life changed through this journey?
It hasn't massively changed because I was already on my spiritual journey anyway. So they all think I'm cuckoo anyway, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
I would say since, like, I haven't told anybody what apart from my son knows what I've invested in this. Because he came out to the Dominican with me back in April for the Black Retreat, I decided to take him out. And he sat in the first day and he got involved. He's 19, by the way. And he never came back after the first day. Justin Wolf finished him off because he claims not to be spiritual at all. He thinks it's all hocus pocus. But I can see it. It might be different language, but I can see it.
Yeah.
So the first day was pretty intense, and we didn't finish till about 9:30, something ridiculous. Just in session went on like ridiculously long, and you know how deep he is, and there was people crying, and Jake's just sitting there going, "What the hell is going on?" Because he was only 18 at the time. So so he never came back, but he made a good impression on the rest of the people that were there. I've completely gone off track. What was your question?
How your relationship with people in
your life. With people has changed. So the only person that knows is my son, and he was like, "Fucking hell," and I was like, "Yeah." I said, "But it's gonna be worth it, trust me, And so I would never tell anyone else because they'd go, "Scam, it's a this, it's a that." They've all got that mindset. And my younger brother calls me, "Oh, you're going to see the Happy Clappers, are you?" And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to see the Happy Clappers. So it's that kind of shit. But it just goes over my head, whatever. And, there's part of me that sees the shit that he's in, and I'm like, can we just compare lives right now? You're miserable, depressed, stressed to the highest degree, and you're calling me a happy clapper, and I'm doing all right for myself. So I wouldn't say it's particularly changed. Well, actually, that's a complete lie. The one thing that has changed is actually my mum. So she's always been she's a very strong woman. She's very opinionated. She's very selfish. But the thing is, me and her are like two peas in a pod, but I'm the only one. I'm not those things, by the way, but we are very similar in terms of traits or personality. And I'm the only one that can talk to her the way I talk to her, so I don't take any of her shit. But I've noticed that over the last 12 months, she's gone, because she got to a point with me where she was starting to distrust or not believe in me in terms of finances and stuff because of a thing that happened with me and my brother, which was completely wrong. And I got a lovely birthday card off her saying, "Just keep being you." And she never writes stuff like that. And she just tells me how proud she is, and and I've affected her language now, because she used to be very, very negative, and she's now talking about the secret and the universe and all the rest of it. And that's just like, my older sister's like, "What have you done to her?" And I'm like, I don't know. So that's the biggest change.
That's nice. Beautiful.
Yeah. It's incredible. And it's funny. I just want to touch on it really quick. The investment, that especially the people at Black Belt have made. Mm-hmm. It's not even that big of an investment if you think about it. Like I spent $90,000 becoming a pilot. $90,000.
Wow.
Right?
I didn't know you were a pilot.
Yeah, I'm a flight instructor. And so it's like, it's like one of those. Anyway, I don't want to get off track.
Right.
Yeah.
Framing it like investing in an education system and a self-development opportunity.
The value that, I mean, I went to the Platinum, you know, the brand incubator. I was like, this alone is worth it. Every penny I've spent, worth it. And I haven't even done the black yet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you talk about what you spent on your flying. You think about what the kids come out of uni and college with now. You know, the debt is ridiculous. I mean, I had debt when I came out of college, but and that's apparently getting an education and setting yourself up for life. Well, we know that's not true, don't we? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. So fast forward 5 years from now, what does your life look like?
Oh my goodness, I haven't gone that far ahead, but shit, I'll be hitting a big milestone birthday, which I don't want to talk about.
Are you turning 30?
Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you. So 5 years from now, I will be a seasoned traveller. I will have been to every continent and, you know, 5 times over. I will be financially free. I will have no debts on my houses. I will be in the most amazing relationship I've ever had in my life. My son will just be flourishing because he's got an entrepreneurial spirit. I can see him, he's just going to fly at some point when he lets himself. So just seeing him successful and enjoying in his life and being happy. Always had a dream to have a place by the sea as well as wherever it is I want to live. I certainly don't want to be living where I'm living right now. I live in a place called Coventry in England, which is right in the middle of it. And it's perfect to get to places, you know, and I'm an hour to London. It's dead easy. But it's not exactly the most inspiring place in the world. And I've lived here all my life. I managed to get out when I was, I went to Essex University when I was 19. I lasted 2 weeks because of the boyfriend at the time. So I ended up coming back to university where I lived. And then when I had my son, when I was 25, I managed to move to Birmingham for 8 months, and then me and his dad split up. So those are the only 2 times that I've left Coventry. It's so sad. But then, like, my dad got ill, and then my mum's on her own, and there's always a reason not to move away. So yeah, I want to live in a beautiful country somewhere that isn't here. Don't get me wrong, England's lovely, but the weather, obviously we don't get the weather. So yeah, probably, you know, 2 or 3 bolt holes houses wherever, lots of travel, lots of practicing yoga every day because that's one of my dreams for my ideal day, and taking lots of photographs because I love photography, and I will have recorded my album by then. And whether it goes anywhere, I don't care. It's just I want to do one from start to finish, all me. So I'm
excited to hear it.
Yeah. What kind of singing? What kind of music?
To be honest, if people, so I used to be in a band, a rock pop band, and we used to write all our own stuff. So I like rock. I love country and all that sort of stuff. People would say I sound a little bit country at times, but do you know what? I don't know. I watch things like X Factor and that. I love all that sort of stuff. And they say, you know, we don't know where to place you. You know, who are you? What kind of artist are you? And I think you'd have the same issue with me because I love singing rock. I love singing country. I love singing pop. So, don't know. I've got to find that one out. I mean, I don't particularly play. So I think the idea is the law of attraction will bring the right musicians and then the rest will follow. And that will turn into that, whatever that will turn into.
Cool.
Awesome.
Very cool.
That's lovely. So just wrapping it up, what's one piece of advice or insight you would offer to someone who's either checking out SFM or they're just at the beginning of their journey with it?
It's a tough one because you've got to be, in my experience anyway, and this is just from my perspective, you've got to be in the right, you've got to be in the right place, you've got to be in the right frame of mind. If you're just willy-nilly thinking, oh, I kind of like the idea of doing that, then you're probably not going to make this the success you want it to be. So you've got to know within every being of your body that you do not want to settle for whatever it is your life is giving you right now. And if you feel that way, then and you know, SFM resonates with you when you see a video or some adverts or on Facebook or whatever it might be, if it resonates with you and you know that you just can't settle anymore, then just make that decision, because that's the hardest part, is making the decision. In this state of indecision, you know, you're neither here, you're neither there. And I was like that for a long time in my marriage and all the rest of it, and it's a shit place to be. So if you know that you've got to move forwards with something, and the message resonates with you, then just click that button and just do it, because the rest will follow. You know, nobody knew when they clicked that button, oh shit, you know, is it going to cost me money? I don't know where I'm going to get the money from. You know, you have all these things, but if it's meant to be and you're in the right place, things will just fall into place. Things will just drop in, and the universe has got your back. You know, for me to go black, I had the most unbelievable, honest to God, last December, I've earned more commission in 1 month than I've ever earned in my life. And that was the majority of my money to pay for black. And the timing was unbelievable. So that's what I mean. You know, if you're in the right place and you can just taste it almost, then just do it. And at the very least, you end up with a load of amazing friends.
Right.
Yeah. Very cool. Wow. Awesome. Any closing thoughts other than what you just said?
Any closing thoughts? I think it would have to be how much I underestimated the impact this was going to have on me as a human being and as a spiritual being. As I said, I've already been on this journey for a long time anyway, the spirituality more so in the last sort of 5 years. And I was just scratching the surface. You know, you think, you know, I was in a spiritual closet for a long time. I don't know about you guys, but, you know, I'm this like corporate, go-getting, ambitious. I'm not you know, the two didn't marry up, but of course they do. And so, yeah, there is just like, you can't even imagine the growth you're going to have personally and how different your life is going to look even in 6 months from now. So if you believe in yourself and you want to grow as a person, then this has got to be one of the best ways to do it.
Yeah, I that is so true. I mean, you know, we often talk about the experience that we're having, and it's the way that, to me, that sums it up is, I mean, we're growing into the people who we need to be in order to have the life we're meant to have. Yeah. Right? Like said another way, millionaires are the way that millionaires are because they need to be that way in order to make $1 million.
Sure.
You know, it takes something. It really takes something. And I was not that person 6 months ago.
That's a good one. That's difficult, isn't it? You've got to be it before you can become it. Well, how can I be it? You know, nobody's going to believe me, are they?
Right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's like jumping off the cliff and trusting that you can have a parachute or learn how to fly before, or that there's safe bottom to land on too. Yeah.
So yeah, it's tremendous. I mean, that the growth, definitely. Yeah. Well, Mel, thank you so much for meeting us this afternoon, morning from halfway across the globe.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. And, you know, I said to you before, it's a shame we didn't get the chance to talk in Austin, but obviously we've just had a nice, I think it's been longer than half hour, hasn't it? A little bit. So yeah, it's been lovely to get to know you both. So thank you very much.
Thanks for taking the time to share your story with us.
No problem.